Hello everyone, I hope that you are having a beautiful Friday. My Friday is beautiful because it is snowing outside. We got a bunch of snow, which hasn't happened in the beginning of December in a really long time, so it's really exciting. I tried to film this video on Tuesday, and I apparently have not figured out my camera yet because everything was blurry and out of focus. So I'm learning now, and hopefully this video is in focus. I'm praying it is. Today I'm going to be doing my November wrap-up and just talking about all the books that I read in November. The first book that I read was House of Hades by Rick Riordan. This was a great addition to the Heroes of Olympus series. If you don't know what Heroes of Olympus is, it is the continuation of Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, and it's just continuing on in the adventures of Percy Jackson and his demigod friends. If you don't know what demigods are, just look it up, Google it. I really like this series, and I was really glad that this book did not end in a freaking huge cliffhanger like the last book did, freaking Mark of Athena. It was really interesting to just see a different world than you're used to seeing with Heroes of Olympus, Percy Jackson, and the Olympians. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't read the series, but it takes place in a completely different area than you would ever imagine seeing demigods. And I thought that that was just really interesting, and also just seeing Percy and Annabeth together and just their interactions was fantastical. I love these characters, so I love this series. And I'm really glad Rick Riordan decided to continue his series with this because it has made me very happy. The second book I read this month was Champion by Marie Lu. This book is the third in the Legend trilogy, and I thought it was a really good end to the trilogy. I know people have expressed a little bit of distaste with the very end of it, but honestly I thought that it ended well. I mean, it's not necessarily the happiest ending of all, but I liked it. I really enjoyed this series, and it was a really fast read for me because I read Legend a long time after it came out in Prodigy, and Champion just came out this year, like boom. Just cranking out those books, Marie Lu. I really just love the world of this dystopian novel because you get to see other countries than just the United States. Whoa! Mind-blowing. It's not just Panem. It's not just Chicago and other cities in the United States. You actually see how the other countries interact. So I really liked that. The third book I read this month was The Book Thief by Mark Zusak. Zusak? Something like that. And it's already gone because I lent it out to somebody. I cannot express how much I love this book. I know people have said it's going to be an instant classic, and I really think so. I'm already just drawn to Holocaust books in general and anything to do with World War II era. So this was a really interesting read for me. The perspective of the book was interesting, the writing of the book was interesting, the story was phenomenal, the characters, oh my gosh. If you're like me and you waited years and years after this book was released to read it, just go read it right now. And the movie is out, so I really want to see that. I haven't gotten a chance to do that yet, but I'm really excited to see it. The fourth book I read this month was Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I have already read this book quite a few times, but I wanted to reread it after I saw the movie, so I didn't go into the movie just analyzing every little thing. That movie was seriously one of the best book-to-movie adaptations I've ever seen. If you want to see my review of it, I'll leave a link in the below area. This book is my favorite from the trilogy already, so just to have the movie be phenomenal was that much sweeter. The fifth and final book I read this month was Looking for Alaska by John Green. I've heard a lot about this book from different people. I have to say that I liked it. I liked The Fault in Our Stars better, I think, out of just John Green novels in general, but I did really like Looking for Alaska. It was interesting just like seeing how the main character, Miles, really falls for the idea of Alaska rather than Alaska herself, and just the whole implications of that you can fall for an idea of a person and not the real person. I feel like that's what a lot of people do with celebrities that get idolized and put on a pedestal. You don't really know them, and you probably only see one side of them that they let be seen. So it's a little bit of a dangerous area to tread, but this was just a very interesting commentary on teenagers and teenage culture, and I really liked it. These were all the books I read this month. I didn't really go into super depth of them. Sorry about that. If you want me to do a review on any of them, or if you want to hear more about any of them, comment down below and I will try to do my best to do that. Also, if you don't have any thoughts about the books, comment down below what you read this month and we can talk about it. Maybe I've read it, maybe I haven't. Maybe you can recommend something for me. That is all I have for now. I hope that you have a fantastic day, night, whenever you are watching this, and a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye! So good. So good.